We got new shows every Sunday.
Here
we go.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, B-Rob. I'm here with another edition of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. I don't particularly have a guest this weekend, but I have something fun for you. I kind of mentioned it a couple episodes back that the next 4 episodes were going to be pretty fun. So the past 2 episodes that you may have heard called Tony's Side of the Coin and Andre's Side of the Coin. Those 2 episodes are out now. They're previous to this one, and they covered similar subject matter, but from different perspectives, from 2 completely different individuals with a different outlook on life. And I thought those 2 episodes were pretty good. And I also promised that the next 2 episodes, this one and the one to follow, were going to be very interesting. So what you're about to hear now is an episode that we did. And when I say we, I mean co-host Randy Savage from the Code 45 podcast, a local Houston podcast, and Bryan from the Bry-Fy Podcast, another local Houston podcast that we've combined forces to sub in for one of our other freaking Houston-based podcasts. They couldn't do a show, and they asked for volunteers to come do a takeover of their podcast and just kind of create content while they could not record. So we are subbing in for the Nerdy Bitches podcast. I know that sounds like a random name, but hey, man, you got a guy named Randy Savage and a host of a show called The Random Rambles with Rob, and Bry-Fy's there, to host a show called The Nerdy Bitches. And, I think that was apropos. I mean, that fit right along the lines of normal to me. So what you're about to hear now is just everything. We chattered for about 11 or so minutes before we started recording their show proper like. And I thought we had an interesting time, so much so that I invited Randy and Bryan back on my show, which it will be the next episode after this one next week. So to kind of continue the conversation, but whenever they did come on the show so we can continue the conversation that you're about to hear now that we did for the Nerdy Bitches podcast, it wasn't really a continuation. It was more like a bullshit session. We just, brothers got together and we just held manly like conversations, more so about comic books and movies and everything. And once again, you will hear me talk about how Blade and the Matrix changed movie culture and just the way they do things forever. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm not going to be at the end of the episode for outros and other general talk and everything. That's why you hear me here now. But before I go, and let you enjoy this episode, follow the Random Rambles with Rob on social media at 3R Show on Twitter, at the 3R Show on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook, which I haven't really been posting so much on there anymore because I uninstalled the app from my phone and I have yet to put it back on there. So, but you can still follow the page on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, search the Random Rambles with Rob, or facebook.com/3R Show. I got new videos up on the YouTube page for 3R Show. Just search 3R Show and it should pop up. I also have an older YouTube page on there for the Random Rambles with Rob. So new shit, new interviews on the 3R Show, YouTube, and if you search the Random Rambles with Rob, you might find other kind that's overran with just audio clips and old stuff that I'm trying to migrate over to the new 3R Show YouTube page. But for anything that I have missed and forgot to mention, you can find all on randomrob.com. Also to where you can find merchandise to help support the show, Amazon wish lists, and my Cash App and PayPal if you want to donate and all that. But none of that is as important as you doing this for every podcast you listen to, especially this one, is leave a review on whatever podcasting platform that you listen to this show on. And it helps the show grow, expand, busts up the analytics. You know, it's more than just Joe Rogan and Kevin Smith dominating airways, Mark Maron and all them punk motherfuckers, and every other celebrity that decides, oh, I'm famous. Let's get people to pay me to do a podcast. So fuck them motherfuckers. We are the independent podcasters here, and we here grinding 24/7. You know, outside of our daily lives and all this other bull crap. So yeah, support your independent podcasters and whatnot. So do that there. And also shout out to the sponsors, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Go to hooksrubsandspices.etsy.com to where you can get 15% off your order by using promo code RANDOM. Also Poddex. You can go to poddex.com and use promo code RANDOM and get 10% off your order. And then you can go to bluechew.com. You don't know what Blue Chew is? Go to bluechew.com. If you think it's something that you're interested in, fellas, you can get your first shipment free by using promo code RANDOM. You got to pay $5 shipping though. I mean, but you get the actual content of the package for free. Promo code RANDOM. See, that's the thing, baby. Promo code RANDOM for savings, baby. I can't say that you can go to any website and put in promo code RANDOM and get something, but these 3 websites that I mentioned here, you can. But anyway, thank you for vibing with us. You're about to get into some cool content. I mean, I didn't cut anything out. We started at a proper intro for their show, but like I said, we had 15 or so minutes of banter before we started recording proper, and I just kept it all in. So enjoy, and I'll see you next time.
That ruined my chances at winning the last battle we had.
I could have been there as a comic relief because I can bullshit about anything, and I didn't really know the lore and comic book stuff behind these characters, but I could have bullshitted my way around it. I know I could have.
I feel like you would have had a good competition then. You would have cleaned up.
Oh yeah, I'm getting all y'all right now. I can hear. I'm getting levels on all of you.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good levels on you guys.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Position the mic a little bit better. It seems to be closer to what I want.
Yeah, position it better by your mouth.
I did. I put it near my mouth, and now it's where I wanted to be.
Oh yeah.
I am not telling Chrome.
Yeah,
it is. Put it near my mouth.
Yeah, put it near your mouth. Get the sexy music in the background.
They're gonna never again will they miss a day. Never again.
They will learn their lesson.
They'll learn their lesson this time.
Yes,
never again.
You should not cut any of this out. So all this should be in the episode.
We're gonna try something crazy.
All right. Everybody settled? Everybody good?
No.
Okay. Take your time.
All right.
Oh yeah, world, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't have anywhere else to be.
That's good. Well, I just gotta wake up at 4 a.m, so.
Yeah, that's fun. That's always fun.
I'm getting every other word.
What is it skipping for you?
No, it's not. I don't know. It's not being like it was earlier, and it's. Hang on.
Ooh, let's try this now.
Oh, did you just blow on it?
I did. It's how we used to fix everything else.
And did you know on the back of those cartridges it says "Do not blow in the motherfucking cartridge"?
Yeah.
You did it anyway, you son of a bitch.
Let's see.
Okay, maybe it's not as I thought. Okay.
Is somebody watching TV?
No, that was me. I was listening to my own audio.
Oh, okay. I can do that too.
Damn. Oh, wait.
But wait, there's more.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yup.
You've been saying things this whole time.
Fucking shit, asshole.
Oh, okay.
Whole time.
Spike the shit out of that.
Be right back.
Oh, fine. You get on and then you leave. You get me all hot, then you just walk away.
fine. If we're not ready yet, I'm going to go plug my phone.
Fine. Leave. Get away.
Not leaving.
Just leave me alone. All by myself.
Getting
Uh-oh.
All right.
I just seen
You guys are here?
I just seen a big fat guy do a backflip.
Get off my Instagram.
Oh, sorry.
He was watching my videos.
You're watching my YouTubes. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, that is gum in my pocket.
I got headphones. I have my good mic. Does it sound like I'm talking into a shitty mic or a good mic?
It sounds like you're talking away from it.
A little.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
like you're definitely talking out in the distance.
Does it sound still far away?
Yeah.
It does. Fuck, it's not working. So now it's working, right?
I
One
mean,
more time?
Now you can hear me, right?
I mean, we can always hear you.
Right.
All right, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you fine. It could be better, but it could be worse at the same time.
I'm gonna make it better. I was trying to do something fancy. The fancy didn't work.
I'm gonna make it better.
All right.
You tried it to where you can sit in your recliner and just kind of chill, huh?
That's what that was the plan, right? Oh, God.
Okay,
That hurt.
I'm sorry. We're just using
Oh, that sounds
Little-
better.
regular iPods now, or ear pods, or whatever the hell you want to call them.
That's weird. That sounds better than what you had before.
It does.
So I was trying to. I have a USB adapter for my iPhone, and I was trying to plug in my Yeti into it,
Yeah.
Oh.
I
but
see.
it's not reading it for whatever reason.
Yeah, it does that. Is usually what happens is your device that you plug into your smaller device uses too much power, so it wouldn't read it.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I'm not tech savvy.
Because the Apple iPads, the new update allows you to plug in USB drives and shit into them. But
Oh my god!
if it's one of those terabyte or more joints, the ones that don't need the power cord, still is too much power for your iPad, so it won't read it.
It says no. Get away.
Because I mean, it'll get some power, but it's not enough power for your Apple device to read it and use it properly.
I'm upset.
Yeah, I was upset too because I was like, I got a iPad Pro, but I don't have enough storage space on there to do what I want to do. So I was like, oh shit, I can just get the hard drive and plug it in there. And I was like, plugging it in there, and I pull it out and plug it in, pull it out, plug it. And that's how I got a child. But still, it didn't work properly. And then I looked it up and it's like too much power. I was like, son of a bitch.
What is the point of having USB devices if they just don't even work anymore? It just
And then it's an older one too. So, I mean, technology advances every day. I mean, you get one of these hard drives now, run off of 1 freaking watt of power. You can use a paper clip and make it work and shit.
okay, MacGyver.
Jesus, did you? I just rigged it all together.
Yeah.
Play Randy's smart music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rigger. Hard R.
Grant's like me. He's a rigger.
Oh God.
Oh, man, I used to, when I was in the military, I did the rappel tower. So my title, because I ran it, was Rappel Master. But they had belts called Riggers belts,
Oh no.
which wasn't like, we didn't use those when we did the tower and all that stuff for rappel. It was just
You never
like,
want to use the rigger.
yeah, it was just like one of those high speed things that, oh man, I'm cool. I got this Riggers belt, So somebody would come in thinking they all cool. It's like, hey man, I got this Riggers belt. Can I use this? I was like, what did you call me?
What'd you call me? You can't say
Master
that word.
rigger.
It's our word.
And hey, I mean, you saying it like that works on so many levels because we were repel masters, and that was not a term that anybody outside of that group was allowed to use because we are repel masters. So it works on many levels. I like that. I wish I would have knew that at the time. I would have played that to my advantage. But that's the funnest shit you ever seen. I could have died so many times because I was young and reckless, which wasn't
young and reckless.
All those riggers.
Yes.
In the line of duty.
Riggers everywhere.
Rigger!
Just standing on top of the 50-foot high tower, yelling down at people on the ground like, "You motherfuckers!
You motherfucking riggers!" Okay.
Did he just say?
Get off my property, riggers!
Yeah. Anytime.
That was something I always wanted to do. My job, we have a rope rescue team, and I've always been trying to get on that. And now I see, I'm not cool. I'm not a cool rigger like you.
Yeah, I see.
I'm not cool like them. Yeah. They're so strong and.
Yes. You don't
master riggers.
You don't fit the criteria.
Yeah.
You don't have a fondness for chicken or watermelon. Or grape.
Hey, are you attacking me for being vegan now?
What?
Oh, is that a conscious decision or a health thing?
I think it's a health thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we really want to get into it on here. I mean, are we starting? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. I think we're waiting on you.
We've been recording for 9 minutes and 45 seconds, and we've just been rambling on.
Oh, we're recording now? Okay.
I've been recording since I said I was recording.
Okay. Well, now
I'm not recording. I'm just along for the ride.
All right.
I wanted to end up on the Nerdy Bitches show, and I would do anything to get on here.
And so now we're on the Nerdy Bitches show, and the Nerdy Bitches aren't here.
Isn't that weird how we're all like, oh, okay, here's the Nerdy Bitches show. Problem is, the Nerdy Bitches are gone.
Yeah. Do they have... I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, they can hear this. I don't give a fuck. I support all of you, but I haven't listened to all of your shows. So this is one of the ones that I haven't listened to. So if they have a standard intro that they do week to week, I say that we ape that so it wouldn't feel out of the norm. So
here was my suggestion for this, because I was just going to splice their intro, which is basically them saying their name.
Yes.
Then add in like distortion and then the dial, like the static tone.
Yeah.
And it's like, exactly. And it's like, oh, Chico, time for the takeover.
Oh, I like that better.
Bitches.
I like that better.
Stand down to the patriarchy.
Here come the dicks.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Rise, motherfucker.
That's my money in the bank sounder.
I'll allow it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, it was. I'm sorry. I won't do that again. Unless we use the sexy time music, I could do that.
No, fine.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking. So since this is going to be one of my episodes, I guess I'll lead, and then you guys just chime in.
Sure.
All right. Cool. All right. So let's get started. You recorded all that other stuff, right? Yeah.
Yes, I have been recording for 11 minutes and 48 seconds.
I call dibs on that for my... No, good.
It's on my computer. How you going to deal with shit on my computer? Yeah, I'll cut it out.
No, send it to him. Fuck that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let them have it. Yeah. We're started. Welcome to the Nerdy Bitches.
Yeah, we're started.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the Nerdy Bitches, guys. I'm your host today, Random Randy Savage from Code 45 Podcast. With me, as always, well, as of right now,
yes,
is let's go ahead. We'll just go around the table and introduce each other. Go ahead, Rob. You start.
Yes, my name is B-Rob, and I am the host of the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. And full disclosure, whenever I come across the Code 45 podcast and I heard the episode for the first time, the very first one I heard, I forget which movie they were reviewing, but I heard the intro of Random Randy Savage, and I was instantly jealous. And I was like, I want to get that out in the air right now. Because I'm the Random Ramblings with Rob, and you're Random Randy Savage, and I was like, this motherfucker, he cornering in my random market, goddammit.
to be fair, to be honest and truly fair, my co-host Brandon beat him down, asked me for a nickname on the spot. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Well, you know what? I don't fault you for that, because it was a random occurrence in a random moment and you weren't ready for it. So, I mean, that's the definition of random. So there it is. No qualms here. No beef.
And all right. And also joining us tonight is.
Oh, hey, that's me. Sorry, I was listening to just randomness and him talking about Cult 45, and we're on the Nerdy Bitches show. And I'm just kidding. No, Bry-Fy, comics guy. I get shout outs on this show, so
Yeah.
I feel like I'm as far as Nerdy Bitches are concerned.
I also wanted Bry-Fy on this show because Liz had taken over his show recently.
Uh-oh. Somebody, they transformed out.
I thought it was just fair, a tit for tat, where we come in and bring all that, strong, manly Red Bull.
You're going to say big dick energy, weren't you?
I was trying to avoid it. I really was. I really was trying to avoid it.
So, I mean, is it a non-dick talk show since it's ladies, or do they talk more about the penises since they are ladies?
So
you really haven't listened.
Yeah, hey, I mean, it's on the record. Like I said, I support everybody. H-Town Pods.
H-Town Pods.
But I mean, I haven't got around to everybody. There's a whole bunch of us. There's Nerdy Bitches. It's the Cult 45. It's the Bry-Fy. It's Walker the Geek. Keisha in the Libra Lounge. Goddamn freaking. It was the freaking Murder City podcast. Yep. Goddamn Rebel Radio.
Nabish Pancake too.
Yeah,
on this
Nabish Pancake. Fucking State Your Take. Damn, it was some Texas
Rebel Radio podcast.
Yeah, which I was a guest on not too long ago, as well as your co-host.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's plenty of them out there, and then, man, the little inside baseball. I mean, people that listen to this show, the Nerdy Bitches, or just podcasts in general, we aren't really funded like your Joe Rogans and your Kevin Smiths and all the other shit. I work 12 hours a day. Plus, I turn around and I come home and I do this for X amount of hours. Then I got to edit and I got to post and I got to do all this extracurricular shit. And, to add more podcasts to that, that's kind of, it's skimming on my time, man. And then I got to wake up early ass in the morning, put kids on the bus, get myself ready for work again, fix lunch, and do all this other bullshit. I mean,
it was just thrown out there. It was just thrown out there to do it.
Hey,
literally no one came to your house to put a gun to your head to come like, get on the goddamn Nerdy Bitches. We're going to blow your fucking brains out.
See,
it wasn't like that at all.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. I am here in solidarity and support for the Nerdy Bitches podcast. And, that's what I do. I'm giving unto myself to support my local Houston podcasters. I don't give. So, that's what I'm here for.
That's fair. All right. So the reason why we're all here today, or the reason why we're here today, is because
to throw a pity party.
We're going to get to that part, but more importantly, Liz and Heather.
Hold up. So we're going to talk about
my head for some reason.
No. So we're going to talk about me not listening to the show, and you can't even remember the motherfuckers' names and shit. Okay.
Hang on. I have a lot of female friends, Liz and Heather, and then, they are unavailable this week to do a podcast. So all three of us had volunteered to do a show for them. And because I do listen, I remember they had a nerdy dating advice episode maybe 2 weeks back now. Mm-hmm. But the problem was that both Liz and Heather are happily married and have been for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So they've been out of the dating game for a while now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to do an episode about nerdy advice, I'm going to do it from my perspective as a single guy who's also a big nerd. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that episode was don't do what Donnie Dick does, was a lot of that. So this time it's more going to be about the pity party of it all, and mostly specifically on dating apps.
Word. All right. This particularly interested me because I met my wife pre a lot of the dating apps that they got, floating around now, like what you was naming some of them earlier, like Bumble and Tinder and all these other different things. I met my wife on blackplanet.com. It was at the time kind of supposed to be the rival to not Facebook, MySpace. But at the same time, black people got to label everything, we got to have our own shit. Black Planet, motherfuckers. That's what it is. So
that's fine. Christian Mingle's another thing. FarmersOnly.com. Everyone has their niche. I'm pretty sure I saw one that was like JewishLovers.net. Whoa. It was weird. Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a tight site, man. You penny pinching all over the place, You
just want to make sure you get all the demographic. That's all.
Yeah, and I can understand that, I guess, because I am a man that is fond of African-American females. So why wouldn't I go to a place labeled Black Planet to where it's supposed to cater to that? It's just like a lot of these podcasts. You see a lot of the niche podcasts thrive because it's a specific thing for a specific set of people.
Maybe that's my problem because I tend to gravitate for how we say the yellow bone or the not exactly black. See, now let's have this discussion because I've been baffled by this for years, especially moving to Houston. Go ahead.
All right. Maybe you can probably help me with this too as well, Bry. All right. What's the difference between a yellow bone and a red bone? Because I have people that have been confused because what I perceive as a red bone, a lot of people think that's a yellow bone, and what I perceive as it's more of the red bone thing because I've seen bitches as yellow and bright and white as Bry-Fy's wife, but they call them a red bone. I don't understand that.
The fuck?
I don't understand.
Wait, what?
Yes, I don't understand it.
No.
This is a common misconception. Now, the only thing that I can think of in that scope is like, lighter women get red. So, I don't know.
I was under the impression that if it was yellow or red, like it was part of the spectrum, and red was more towards the purest of black, like homeland kind of black, the African black.
Yeah.
And then like yellow was more of like
light,
like you have coffee, but you have so much creamer in you that you're basically milk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold up. I am going to the great thing that is Google because it would never lie to me.
Yeah. you can probably look it up on Urban Dictionary because I think I looked up
I know we said no racist comments, but I'm sorry about this.
It's Rob's fault.
This is not racist. This is culture.
No racist or sexist comments, and I'm like, this is going to be a short episode then.
And then we talk about
internetslang.com. Redbone means light-skinned colored person.
See, that's what I'm saying. That confuses me. I mean, when I think of red, I think of like a caramel color or brownish tint.
I thought it was more like because like they're closer to the earth. They're more clay type figures. Oh, whatever.
Anyway, but per queerconsciousness.com, they cite Urban Dictionary. Mm-hmm. Yellow bone is the lightest type of light-skinned black female.
So it's not so much the yellow bone thing because I mean we all in that's light, but it was the red bone thing that was confusing me.
Okay. All right. So now we learned how Rob met his wife on blacksgettogether.net/org.
No, that wasn't real then. It was Black Planet.
Bry, how did you meet your wife?
I did it organically or naturally, as the millennials would say.
And I like that.
IRL, if you will.
Yeah.
IRL.
And I like that because I mean we have a diverse mix. It's like you're here in the now with all these different dating apps. You have a buffet of things to choose from. I was pre all that stuff to where I was kind of in the real life and kind of in the Matrix at the same time. So I was kind of dabbling in both worlds. And then he's natural, homegrown from the earth.
Well, I did have some help though. So I was in a band and she happened to be at the show that we were playing.
See?
So you have those bright bright lights blinding her a bit. She can't really see my face.
Then you're probably drinking.
She got to see him all glistening and playing an instrument. And like, oh, look how hot he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lights came on. She's like, oh, God, why is he wearing basketball shorts?
Yeah. I've been in that situation where the lights came on. It was a whole different story.
That's why you leave before the lights come on. You're just like, no, okay, I'll call you, I swear. And then
it's gone. Well, what's funny, though, we, on a photo, like that was posted on social media, we had actually been at shows together, but never met each other.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, so we could see each other in like different photos, and it's kind of funny to look back at those now.
Oh, this is kind of like a throwback to the Grudge episode, where the chick was in the background of all the folders.
They were no. This is more of that. I feel like it's a better movie, like Serendipity, where they just keep passing each other, and there's like the time wasn't right for them to meet, but then eventually the stars aligned and the moon shined the right color, and they're like, and then love blossomed out of pure happiness and joy.
Now, to even touch on that, I mean, before we get into it proper, do you believe in coincidence, or everything just happens the way it's supposed to happen?
It really depends on my mood. Because some days I'm be like, yes, my soulmate is out there. Things are going to work out. I'm just going to walk down the street and meet this beautiful, intelligent, witty, nerdy, curly haired chick. And I'm just like, and things are just going to click for me. And she's going to have a fat booty and big titties. And like, she's going to be my goth girl, anime, weeboo, waifu, all types. And it's like, and then there's some days where it's like, I'm going to be alone forever. I'm going to have to learn how to be a monk. I'm going to take karate lessons so I can travel the earth and fight justice and fight injustice just because I have to do something with all that I have pent up inside me.
So
that does sound way cooler.
Yeah, you're going to become the Batman.
Because
Batman bangs all the chicks.
But I feel like Batman only do it in catering to his whims, his needs, and what. I ain't talking about like sexual urges, but like if he has to bang this chick to find out, where's the bad guy. That's what he has to do. I don't think he
Silver McCloud, Talia al Ghul was not his choice. Batgirl in some iterations. What was it? The Vivica Fox. There was a Fox chick in the Grant Morrison ones. These are just randos that he just had sex with. For no reason other than he got bored.
Well, the other thing is he has kids. He's got Damien, and now there's a promo image of Catwoman being pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
See, now this is where I'm not so much of the nerd, because you guys are well versed in the comics and the lore and all that stuff. We was talking about earlier, but I am not. I'm kind of like in the movie realm and whatnot.
That's okay. We'll be the nerdy. You be the bitches.
Oh, I'm down with that. I could bitch about some shit, boy.
Oh, ouch. Okay, so let's move on to. So now that we've talked about the guys and how they met their beautiful and almost awesome wives, I'm going to talk about how I am in the Matrix, how I use the internet to find me love. I pour in my time, and it releases its love to me.
Skeet.
So
I need a towel.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the apps that have worked for me the least. The least times, the most time I'm on it, and nothing seems to work out, but they have their interesting qualities. Number one is Hinge.
Okay.
I've been unhinged for maybe about a grand total of 10 hours. It is garbage. It is garbage on garbage. You can talk to everyone. You get profiles, but it limits how many people you can like or like interact with. And I had 0 matches, and 0 people around me. And to be a real misogynist pig, all the girls on there, solid 4s and 5s.
Okay. So is this a relatively new app?
No, it's been around for a while now.
Okay. And is limited on who you can talk to, and they don't have a matching feature that works properly.
Oh, they do. Like, so what, if you want to match, like, if you want to like talk to interact with someone, like say someone has a cool picture or like a cool comment, you can you click on it and like, hey, I think that's really funny, or hey, you look really cool in that like plus size bathing suit that you got there. I mean, I like the Acapulco. Where did you go? Stuff like that. And it's just like nothing comes back. Zero. I don't even know. I feel definitely talking to a wall. Like,
Okay.
So can I ask you a question now?
Go ahead.
On the scale of 1 to 10, where do you see yourself as?
On a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7.
I like that. I like that.
I feel like
that's confident. No, I was just curious because I mean, you got to know where you range versus what you're looking for, and you know, like what's the wiggle room? You know,
I mean, I'm definitely like another thing that I notice about myself when I'm doing that dating apps is like if someone looks way too hot, like we're talking supermodel-esque Scarlett Johansson type hot, I will instantly say no. Like, nuh-uh, too much. Nope.
because that's spam, right? No.
Because it's spam, for one, and even if it were real, she probably gets over 10,000 dudes just throwing their chance at her, if not more, daily. So the odds of actually her looking at my 7 ass and going, yeah, you know what? I'm looking to dip down. I'm looking to see what happens with this guy. You know,
I need to do some charity work this week.
yeah, I need to throw a bone. Maybe like, you know, I hit a kitten, so maybe I need to make up for that this year.
Oh man,
How many kittens you running over on the daily?
0. I've run over 0 kittens. I've literally I almost crashed a rental car to avoid a kitten.
this guy is not getting any cats, man.
Right.
Yeah, fuck that.
All right. So the next one is Bumble. I've used Bumble now. Bumble is almost exactly like Hinge, except it has a nice little quirk with this. Bumble, for those who don't know, if you're a guy, you wait patiently until the girl makes contact. You cannot contact her in any shape or form.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just swipe to like, hey, I'm interested. But again, if she is somewhere in the upper echelon of hotness, she'll have tens of thousands of likes.
I got you.
And she gets her choose of the litter of which one she wants. Now, that's the thing about Bumble, though, is because I don't know what it is about Bumble, but their selection, top choice. We're talking Trader Joe's top choice. Like, they're premium, like they're all kind of hot. And it's weird. Like, you have to skim through a few of them, just like, nope, too much. Nope, too much. Nope, too much. Okay. You're about an 8. So maybe like a low 9. Okay, you're good. So and it's like, yeah.
They hit the zenith or whatever. They so hot, it's like, it's just weird now.
It was. And then like a few of those are like that. And I was like,
Well, I would think it's like that because to me, if the males can't solicit anything, you know, it's the female that makes first contact. I feel like that's a very safe sounding app where you're going to get, I mean, for lack of a better way to say this, better quality, you know?
That's fair.
Because it's safer, you know? Like, I knew if people were sending me stuff that I really didn't want to see daily, I would want a dating app that I can vet that, you know, or vet that and pick and choose what I want to get. So I think Bumble can be good depending on what sex you are, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, it's a site for women, and which was odd. That one of the chicks I had a crush on, she actually told me about it, and I'm like, okay, I'll see if I can match you on Bumble. See what happens there.
Yeah, that's kind of awkward.
It is awkward.
I like you a lot now. You should try this dating app.
Yeah, it's like maybe you should try something else. Not me, something else.
Why don't you just set yourself up as a female profile? Because I'm looking here, it says same-sex matches can send messages whatever they want. So you game the system, you win, you make first contact.
Yeah, and then that goes back to that niche thing that we was talking about previous. You know,
that is fair.
So,
that's true.
Yeah, that's a specific audience and whatever. So, I mean, I kind of feel like those people should be able to touch. But reach out to each other whenever they
should touch. No. I'm already more attracted to lesbians than I feel like I should be.
I know, that's weird, ain't it?
It is weird.
It's almost a thing to where, like, you can't have it, so you want it just that much more.
I guess. I feel like maybe that's it. Or I feel like they're so used to hanging around guys that they're very relaxed and they're very cool about it. So and they have like, I'm not saying it's all of them, but out of the people that I've known, they tend to be very open to everyone because that's the only way they're going to get into a relationship. They're actually very accommodating and cool, and they are very like open and talkative, and like everyone loves them, and they're trying to throw a wider net more than anything else, and that makes sense. I'm like, okay, well, I get now why you're a lesbian, because guys suck, and you're just trying to cast the net wide.
But this is the conundrum with all this or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody doesn't fit into the same category as far as lesbians go.
I'm sure they're not. And these are just my opinions. I really should put it like a disclaimer on all this. We're really just talking out of my own ass right now, guys.
And we should put it at the preferences at the beginning of the show. All thoughts and views and opinion do not directly reflect nerdy bitches.
Nothing here reflects the nerdy bitches whatsoever.
We're just doing a deed here.
Just doing this to fill space more than anything else. All right.
I mean, one long censor note.
Yeah. Fuck this bullshit. Let's see. Okay. The next one is Tinder. Mm-hmm. Tinder is the one that's worked for me the next to the least. So,
wow, you think that one, with all the popularity of it, I mean, it's referenced in movies and pop culture and all kind of stuff. I mean, you think it'd be a little bit better.
But there is another problem with this. Tinder also has that same, because it's so popular, because it's so massive, because there's so many people.
Premiums.
The chances of getting a match very slim.
I see.
I've had maybe 2 matches on Tinder. I've had it for over 3 years. Yeah.
Okay. And I can understand that because I being a former military member, there's a freaking account on Instagram that I follow called Terminal Lance. And there's constant videos of Marines on there doing stupid shit. And one of the things that they do on there that they have documented in multiple videos of different Marines, young Marines, just swipe left to match with somebody or like somebody, right? Mm-hmm. They just like on rapid, just going left the whole time. It's just like they're using both thumbs, and both fingers.
It's the other way. You swipe left to go no, you swipe right to go
yes. Well, yeah, swipe right. So they just like rapid fire. It's like I seen 2 people on one phone trying to make the swipes go faster.
Yeah,
we can do it, Captain. We have the technology.
Do it. So many booty.
Make it so.
Well, I mean, isn't that like the military's motto?
Yes.
Spray and pray.
Yes.
More booty.
Exactly. Spray and pray.
More booty.
Spray and pray. More booty.
And speaking as a former active duty service member, I can agree to those things because, like, I didn't care if it was a 0 or a 10. As long as it had
whatever's cold, whatever's still warm, bring it here.
Exactly. And and I can tell you why. I can speak to this confidently now in hindsight because I came straight out of high school. Ski.
End of story.
Yeah, yep. with a pregnant baby mama. And then I went to boot camp, and then I turned right around and married said baby mama. And then I knocked her up again. So giving me 2 kids with my first wife. You hear how I say first wife. And then I deployed right after 9/11. So that marriage fell apart during that process. And then I come back and I was a single father. So between the ages of 17 to 22, I was a parent and a married man and a divorcee and a single parent. So I had no wild teens, crazy life and all kind of shit like that. And then coupled with deployments and almost dying by mortar fire, freaking rounds and bullets and whatever else have you. When I came back and I was able to get moments to myself to live a single man's life, my standards were on the ground because my mentality was, I could have died so many times and I would have gotten no pussy ever. So whatever pussy that falls into my lap is mine. So that's the origin story for me.
Yeah. Sorry for the nerdy. I'm sorry, nerdy bitches. That the word pussy has been used 3 times now. So
Well, this is what you get when you don't do a show. Be diligent.
We used to be friends with the nerdy bitches.
Well, yeah, seriously.
And once again,
I think the lady scientist thing was bad enough. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Then, I broke one of my cardinal rules as well, and I just got so into the story. Yeah, whenever you talk about sex, I do a thing to wherever I talk about sex or the vagina, I had to use a different word other than the vulgar word pussy. So I should said hot pocket or something like that,
That is delicious. Yes.
See, everybody love it. Just a crispy, flaky, tender, crispy.
All right, moving on.
Please.
Moving on. The next dating app that I've used that has minimum success is Facebook Dating.
Yeah, that's relatively new.
It's very new. It's very
thing.
That is a thing. So Facebook Dating is interesting because Facebook knows everything. It knows where you sleep, where you're going to eat, what kind of events you like, and who's single around you, and who is your friend who is also single and still in looking. Facebook Dating has two interesting things. It lets you know who's friends with who, and it also gives you the option of putting who you want to, like all your secret crushes on your friends list, you can add them into Facebook. So as soon as they pop up on Facebook Dating will let you know and be like, hey, wink, wink, nod, nod. They're ready. They're ready for a relationship. So that's not awkward.
So it's like stalker simulator.
Basically. Welcome to Facebook.
As soon as you put that information in Facebook, that's it. That's the end of your shit.
Welcome to Facebook. Now, I did get one date so far from Facebook. Okay. And not bad. Not great. It was more of a matter of inconvenience. She lived on the north side. I'm in the south side. I'm sorry. And it was like our first date was in the middle. And she was fun. She was a fun person. No, but I even said we're probably never going to talk again after this because it was just too much of a drive to get out here. And that was it. I didn't try to be mean about it. I just we live on the opposite ends of the universe. Yeah. If you know anything about Houston, if you drive from one end of Houston to the other, you could probably get, I don't know, at least 14 hours and still not reach the end of Houston.
I mean, that sounds like an exaggeration, but he's not lying. It's
not a lie. You could literally drive through Houston for 14 hours and not reach the end of Houston.
Especially if you get on 99 and drive all the way around, or you get on the freaking Beltway and drive all the way around.
When I evacuated from South Houston during Harvey, it was like watching Homeward Bound or The Call of the Wild. I was literally traveling through woods, over rivers and mountains to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah. I have family that lives here in Houston, and I barely see them because we live in Houston.
I do too. I have relatives in the north side of Houston I haven't seen in over 5 years.
No, so I retired here after the military, and I have a nephew that lives here. We just about the same age, which is weird because I have brothers and sisters that are way older than me. So I have nieces and nephews that are my age and older. So when I first got here, I moved here in 2016. I called him up. I was like, "Hey man, I live here now. I'm out of the military. Here's my number. If you ever want to hang out and you want to, just hook up or whatever," because we hadn't seen each other since I joined the military, which was in freaking 2000. Damn. And I moved here in 2016, and I still haven't heard from this motherfucker.
That's terrible. That's fucked up. Yeah. Okay. That it was a cool relationship. It was a cool dating thing. It's a lot of, I don't know, maybe it's just because of the area I'm in, but I'm getting a lot of Latinos and a lot of Latinas.
It's just Houston in general, Texas in general.
No, I like with Bumble. With Bumble, I'm getting a lot of that Montrose Heights area where it's like
preppy white girls.
Yeah, preppy white girls. Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah.
We can say that.
Okay. Look, I was trying not to be so misogynistic on this show.
Hey, man. They put guys in charge.
But I mean, each app does kind of have its
niche, its thing.
It does.
Yeah. It does. And even me, as someone who doesn't actually use these, I see memes all the time.
Yeah.
And there are truth to these memes.
Every meme has a grain of truth along with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the last one. Oh. The last one that seemed to work the best and the one I've used the most. I've used OkCupid.
Okay, I heard of that.
Everyone's heard of OkCupid.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
It's weird because I feel like at first, OkCupid, way like back in maybe like 3 years ago, OkCupid had a hard Christian backing or something because every other girl was like, "Hi, Jesus is my savior. God is my only one. Like, I want to find a man who's following Christ." And like every other profile was like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that was just something I noticed a lot. Was like that was a lot of Christian on this thing. Like Christian Mingle was still maybe starting up and not working right, so they all went to OkCupid because it was closer.
Okay.
But and it ranges. Like sometimes you'll get 10s on OkCupid, but you'll get a lot of these, and it's like, and again, spam to not spam. And I'm like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And the dates I've been on OkCupid, they've all been relatively, I'm gonna use the word promiscuous. That'll be the word I'll use, because actually, yeah, that's the word I'll use. Yes. Because if anyone's met super religious girls, they are some kind of dirty slut underneath.
Mm-hmm. I can attest to this. Yes, I can co-sign that.
Sorry to say that out loud, but
I gotta plead the fifth on this one.
Yeah. But it's just something it's something I've noticed. I'm not only speaking truths here, because the first one I met, 2 dates. No, we met once, and then backseat of her car, and then hanging out at her house, and then I stopped talking to her.
Word.
Yeah. And
then what denomination was she though?
Don't know. White? Let's go with white. White.
Sure.
Yeah. No, not race.
Oh, denomination?
Yeah. Was she? I bet you she was Baptist.
Oh, I didn't even ask.
Yeah. We didn't even get that far.
It was like,
pretend you care about her religion.
No, but it's hard to care when, like,
sloppy in the backseat.
You don't believe. No.
It's that too. It's like that's not a conversation that happens mid like gulp. It's like, so what? Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and what the easy way to answer that Bry's question is whenever y'all was getting it in, did she say, "Oh God, or Jesus," or something like that? That could have told you right there. She could have been Christian.
Oh.
So.
What if she just said, "Oh yeah."
Okay, that's probably Pentecostal.
Okay, then yeah, that was Pentecostal.
So, fun fact, just to derail you. So, the dudes who started OkCupid actually did Spark Notes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're dudes from Harvard University. They created the Spark.com, and with that, Spark Notes, and then later created OkCupid after they sold it off to Barnes & Noble.
Word.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, smart. Interesting facts with Bry-Fy.
Yeah. So there is one girl on OkCupid I've actually still talked to as a friend, because she's actually pretty cool and totally a lesbian. She just like apparently needed one more date with me to realize that. And that happens a lot. It really bugs me.
Word. I mean, when you say that, do you follow through on that? I mean, like, you mean like in the back?
Not always, but this last time, yes. But it was like we hang out, or we had dinner, we came back, we did the Netflix and chill. Mm-hmm. And then,
are you watching? Are you still?
Yeah,
watching?
And then, are you watching? Rolls around, and then we're like, yeah, that was fun. Mm-hmm. You want to leave now because it's my house? No, okay, that's cool. Yeah. I gotta go though. I got stuff to do. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. And somehow we're still friends after that, which is sad because I sound like a total dick.
Yeah, you have been coming off pretty dickish. I'm just saying.
I have. Now I think about it,
you sound like an angry white guy right now.
I do. I just like, just sound like a terrible human being. And it's fine. I just wanted to get it out there and put it on recording so that way it could play on a website that's devoted only to women. To be a huge dick.
This is gonna help your dating game.
Yes, it is.
So much.
Well, hey, have you ever thought? Well, what is it? Doesn't Comic Palooza do a?
Actually, did do that? Yes, we did do the speed dating at Comic Palooza. Yes.
So clue me in. I've only been to Comic Palooza once. So what are we talking about?
So Comic Palooza, for those who don't know, largest comic book convention in Texas or in Houston for sure, has at around like 8 o'clock at night has a speed dating.
Okay.
Now the thing about speed dating is normally they'll have like 20 guys, 20 girls just to even the odds. Comic Palooza is a con, so they're like whoever wants to sign up can sign up. Mm-hmm. So the demographics kind of skewed to start with. No, 55 dudes.
Ooh.
58 dudes for sure. 12 girls.
Yeah.
12 girls. So like they literally had to, because the reason I know it was 55 is because they gave us letters and then they had to double up the letters. And I was RR.
Hey, Random Rob or
I think,
Random Randy.
It was odd. I was like, oh, that's not. So I was like number 43 out of this. I don't know. But you have to do the whole speed dating. You get 5 minutes with each female. You get to ask them questions, try to start a conversation. And when the bell rings or when the angry moderator tells you, okay, get up, get the fuck off. And then you have to move on to the next one. Everyone on this, like 10 out of the 12 were normal, very attractive women. Mm-hmm. And like just con-goers. They're all nerdy. They're all cool. But 2 of these were ringers. For sure ringers. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, they were just like, I just want to get all the phone numbers for no reason other than to have all the phone numbers. Because one of them showed up as Naruto's sexy ninjutsu.
Ooh.
For those who don't know, Google it.
Google it.
And yeah, it was exactly like that. And the other one showed up as, I'm trying to remember. It was like Electra. It was like, yeah. It was
would that happen to be the year that you did Electra?
No, we didn't.
That was
the next year.
That would have been poetry.
But it was, and she older, but still, she could get it. Mm-hmm. It was, because the sexy ninjutsu was awkward because it was like you're trying to stare at her face a lot.
Was this last year?
I think it might have been. No, it might have been 2 years
before.
Now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember because I feel like I remember that cosplay.
Yeah,
it's hard to forget that kind of.
like what's going on? This is weird.
Now, and what to speak of weird and Comic Palooza, whatever. Comic Palooza was the first convention that I ever been to, so it was weird for me to be in that atmosphere. And, I know cosplay is supposed to, empower some people, let you kind of, live a different identity, make you more confident and everything like that. But some of these ladies are too confident, especially when I'm walking around with a 9-year-old and a 17-year-old. So it's just like ass cheeks are just out and boobs and cleavage and shit. They had one lady just walking around in a bikini. So I'm like, it doesn't bother me.
Let me ask you this though. Do your kids play Call of Duty?
My son does.
No. Like both of them, or like your younger children?
I think my son is 17, but I have a 9-year-old.
So he's older.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him so much, but I got my 9-year-old daughter with me.
Okay. Wow. I just want to ask because I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh no, I can't see this and that, but then like they go home and they're murdering people left and right and blood and guts everywhere.
I don't understand that at all either. It's like sex is way out of the proportion, but violence is totally fine. And I'm like, I don't make any sense at all. Because I feel like if you're gonna close everything off.
Well, I mean, I talk like a military man in front of my kids. So I mean, they hear all the foul language. I'm not worried about that. It was just like when I asked you before I went to see Harley Quinn.
Right. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, because if it was rated R, I was just the only thing I was concerned about, since I had my 9-year-old daughter with me, was if they had any fucking titties or anything like that. I mean, they can cuss, they can kill each other, they can beat each other with bats like they did in the movie. I don't give a shit about that. It's just, I don't want to see no bush, no titties, and fucking with my daughter there.
So graphic.
Why?
At least I didn't say pussy. Oh,
That's true.
Shit.
There it is again. Oh, man. Okay, so
can I apologize just
one more time? Let's
the thoughts
go around and
do not reflect those.
This is a terrible idea. But no, it's fine.
I also wanted to add the Bry-Fy Podcast does not support.
oh, Judas.
How dare you? We all signed up for this. We all go down together.
Oh, God.
Especially on the Code 45 podcast.
Yes.
My 4 listeners, no.
Okay.
Hey, I'm one of those listeners. Leave me alone.
Oh, it's 3 listeners. Oh, no, Walker's another one.
Yeah, Walker's another one.
So you're selling yourself short. You have more than what you think.
Yeah.
I got 14 for sure.
For sure.
All right. So that's all the dating apps that I use, and I just want to go back into the one apps I haven't been able to figure out because it's just too complicated for me. Real life, IRL. I think I met my ex-wife in IRL, so I met her in real life. In real life. Ugh. I met her through school. Yeah, that's the app I haven't figured out, is how to meet people outside of an app.
Outside of the Matrix.
Outside of the Matrix. That's what I really need to focus on, is meeting people just organically, like a farmer's market. Mm-hmm. And I've been studying how to not the pickup artist thing. I've been trying to have more normal conversations, but the problem is I keep noticing that I have this thing where I just can't actually talk to anybody. Today I was just walking out of a grocery store, and they're like, mm-hmm. "Have a nice day," and I really go, and it's it just doesn't come out like I wanted to. I want to just "Hey, have a nice day," stuff like that, but I just can't seem to get my brain to do the thing where it's supposed to talk to normal people.
Okay.
And so what do you guys do to talk to normal people out in the real world? Or do you have the same problem that I do, where it's I don't talk to anyone because that's why we podcast. We podcast so we can talk to an empty room and not to anyone else.
Go ahead. I'll tag in Bry-Fy first.
Okay. It's funny because all the things you were talking about, I go through those same problems with just talking to people. Mm. I find I have 2 ways of talking to people. I either podcast at them,
right?
Because especially me, because I do a show by myself.
Yeah.
So I get into that habit of just getting on a subject and just going on and on. The other thing that I always tend to do is pick on people.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. No,
I get that.
It's classic. No. It's classic.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But no.
And so those are the 2 things I catch myself doing that a lot of times. And what I've done to kind of help with that is force myself to not talk. And I don't mean by just standing in a room, not saying anything. I mean, start the conversation.
Yeah.
But then instead of moving on to that next thought, stop. Let someone else speak. So consciously telling myself, let someone else speak.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm in the vein of what Randy was talking about, man. It's just I'm wild. I'm out there. I say whatever pops into my mind, but that's I think that's my thing or whatever. To have a normal conversation weirds me the fuck out. So I have to be loud. I have to be crazy. I have to be doing something stupid to kind of draw the people in. It's what this dumbass doing over here? You know? And then, I engage from there. I mean, that's what I did as a younger kid or whatever. Cause I was afraid to approach that girl. But at the same time, going through all the levels of school and shit, I lived in the same town my whole life, and everybody that I grew up with, we all went to school together. So I knew these people my whole life. So I had no problem talking to those people. But if it was like out in the wild and everything outside of that group of people, that was the problems that I had trying to engage and talk with women, pretty much. So all the girlfriends I ever had in life were by, coincidence or happenstance or whatever the fuck may happen. Because I went to school with this girl from kindergarten all the way up to high school.
Jesus.
And then one day, one of our mutual friends that we also went from kindergarten to high school with came up to me and said, "Hey, this girl likes you. Here's her phone number." So that's how I got one of my first girlfriends, So then it wasn't really awkward to talk to her because I knew her from kindergarten all the way to fucking high school,
Okay, I see that. No, well, that makes sense.
And then to find somebody after that, which went to another school that I really didn't know, was kind of through church. And that goes to your point, what you were saying earlier.
Yeah,
church girls have the dark side. So it was more.
The problem is, my job is the church now, so it's like I can't really be like. And I don't know, it's maybe just this church because it's like everyone here has their
every church
AARP cards now. They're like really no one. Not a lot of 20-somethings are single and going to church. Like if you're 20-something and you're going to church, you probably already have a relationship and you have a good relationship with God and all that stuff. And you're not really looking to score that booty. So like,
but that gives you your mask and your persona though.
That's true.
Because the same way I've went to some, like from elementary school to high school with some of these same kids, cause my family was religious, so they made me go to church. So I went to church with a lot of those kids from a younger age to, our older ages, to where we become cognizant of, our bodies and our urges and wants and needs and everything. So
our dirty urges.
Those dirty pillows were on my mind. So
look at my plums. No.
So I found out a lot of those things through church and hanging out with those kids. It was just like, grabbing me in the pew and stuff. And I'm like, what is this? This is weird, but I like it. So
that's fair. And then like, just to swing back to like dating apps for a second, it's like when I actually do message someone, I do the same thing I would normally do in a normal conversation. Hi, how are you? How's everything going? Because again, I don't just jump into a conversation because whatever I'm going to pick is either going to be about a movie or something weird.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and if I were like, so, hey, did you see that? Did you see what happened with Sonic and like Jim Carrey and look how awesome he is? That doesn't really spark up a very wide range of conversations, but they're like, hey, how are you? And then they're like, I'm doing fine. And it's like nothing to bounce off of. I get that so often where it's just like, I don't have anything to bounce off of. And my thing, if you guys notice in the podcast, I don't do the initiating. Like B is the locomotive. He moves the podcast on, and then he asks me a question. And like, hey, here's a funny voice that I put on while I explain what I'm thinking. And that's basically how we operated for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I can't do that with random females because they want to know more about me and stuff. So it's like, I don't understand why I just can't. And the other thing I hate is LOL. Like I'll say something that's clever and funny and I'll get LOL, which gives me 0.
Yeah.
You might as well just take a dump on my chest. And even that would have been more creative to just like give me something to bounce off of.
Yeah. Then you got at least to see a butthole.
I think the problem with dating apps now is just become such an inorganic experience. And I mean, even now, so I'm an avid Reddit user. I love being on Reddit.
Yeah.
And one of the things I follow on there is Tinder on Reddit because people post the most insane shit that they get on Tinder.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I just feel like that's kind of where all these apps are going towards. People are trying to just be either super ridiculous or be super aggressive, and no one's being organic anymore. You know, I feel like the last app that I ever used or like online thing that I ever used that felt even a little bit organic was Yahoo Chat. And I'm way back in the day.
I'll get aggressive, but it has to be like way down the line. I'm not going to get aggressive like out the gate. It's just like, let me see that puss. It ain't going to happen like that. I said I shortened it down.
You shortened it. You good.
We need a jar where we can just start putting,
I wish I had a
How many times have we said the P word on Nerdy Bitches show, guys?
Well.
We funded them for a year.
Let's count the ways to see.
Well, in fairness, is how many times I've said it. Y'all have never said it.
That's fair. Well, I was just very cognitive of what I've been trying to say. And like, she said no racist or sexist comments. And I'm just like, some of these fatzos on OK Cupid just won't be able to shut me.
Well, if to the ladies that may be listening to this episode or whatever, this is just a genuine guy perspective. I've been a man that has been married for going on 12 years. I've been with my wife for 13 years. So, I mean, this is just who I am as a person. This is how I talk, even with my wife. So, I mean, that kind of tells you what type of person my wife likes,
That's fair. Yeah.
So,
and I was happy to have two married guys on to talk about this because I feel like that's inevitably the goal is to get back to being married again because I enjoyed being married for as short amount of time as I was. But the problem was I felt like that whole dynamic has changed now where it's like, hey, I make my own money. I don't have to I can take care of my own kid. I have my own place and I don't have to worry about her leaving me with zero again. Because like if she left me, if the next chick leaves me, I'll be fine back to where I was. And it's like, so
let's analyze that. Let's rewind.
No, we're good. We're going to wrap this up.
Oh, snap. So I'm just trying to help, analyze from then to help for now.
Already. I have spoken.
Yeah, this is the way.
I'll give you the next 6 minutes. Go ahead, go.
My question was like, you talk about the awkwardness and everything, which I can relate to and whatnot. But how did that relationship begin? How did that come together? Because you have a child from that relationship, correct?
And we began in IRL. We were in psychology class together.
Oh, okay. All right. Commonplace.
I noticed her. She noticed me. We worked on a project. And then I summed up all the courage like Goku and asked her out on a date. And
so all the classmates in your class were putting their hands up, giving you their energy and shit, right?
I guess.
Spirit Bomb, Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's my little bit of nerdism.
I'm not a big Dragon Ball guy.
Everyone knows that, though.
Everyone seems to know that, but I don't know that much.
Well, continue.
All right. So, and then, so high school turns to college. She wants to be she wants to work in the medical field. She wanted to work as like an ME. She wanted to work as a medical examiner, but then she found out in nursing made a lot more money. And instead of like following her dream, she's like, yeah, I'm just going to make us money. And I was like, that's awesome. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And it's like, oh, but hey, I saw an ad on TV to be a filmmaker and you just go to this film class. She's like, well, I'll go make money and you go try to be a filmmaker. And I was like, that sounds awesome. So we tried that. That worked out. My kid's born in December, and then his conception date was March 23rd, which is my birthday. So,
hey,
yeah. So I got a really delayed birthday present, and we're like, well, I guess we should get married. And I was like, I guess. It's your body, your choice. We should get married.
Now, so what was the age range there? Because you did mention college. Was that about like 19, 20?
So we were both 24 at the time.
Oh, okay. All right. So a little later on in college.
Yeah, a little later on. So she's actually she's working. She's actually a nurse at this time. I'm still making the last year of film school. That's going to make me so much money and make things so awesome because I'll be so technically advanced that I can learn to use it in a podcast. Yeah. But the problem is, the thing about pregnancy is it changes the entire brain chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
And her brain was already kind of jacked up on chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
Not in an illicit way, just in a normal way. She was already kind of kooky, which is what I liked about her. Mm-hmm. But then later, the pregnancy turned that kooky upside down and made it really sad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she got really sad. Yeah, she got really sad. And I was like, hey, it's okay, right? I'm going to keep working on this film thing and then I'll get a real job and, you can stop working as much and hang out and be cool. And it's like, yeah, it's fine. She was still sad.
Yeah.
And then she spent a lot of time on the computer. She spent a lot of time on video games. And then she met this dude that she worked with. And then that dude made her happier than she was with me. And then
things ended. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, your story is kind of similar to what mine was, but mine had to deal with more of, I got knocked up and then I went to boot camp. So there was a lot of absence between us. And at the same time, you mentioned her mental state, mine was kind of similar in a way as well. The crazy kind of drew me into it.
Right.
So I mean, I knew what I was getting into, but when I got into it, I didn't know what I was getting into until, I got in too deep and then you weren't going to have my baby and skeet, got a child, So, and then it was the similar thing as what you were saying. It was just like, well, I knocked her up. Might as well, my parents been together as long as I've been alive. They had me and they've been together. So, I might as well do the right thing for the child.
Oh, no, that was not like that at all. It was more of like, as a child of divorce.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's the same thing, but different. So you were like, all right, I didn't have a father, so I want to be the father for this child and give him what I didn't have. So I was in the mindset to where I've always had this, so this child should always have this.
Right.
So, I mean, it's similar, but different. No. But then the marriage and then 9/11, then me having to leave again after knocking her up. So, and then being, this is the range of, like I was saying, from 18 to 21, 22. And this is all I've known with, from high school to when I met her all the way up until, the shit fell apart after I came back from Iraq. So I've always been in a relationship. I've always had a family and I've never lived that single life. And, so it was awkward for me to go out and talk to a new person to when I've always had somebody with me to talk to and be with and shit like that. So that's fair. It kind of jades you, because like I was about to say the P word. I always got it on tap. So, I didn't really have to go out and search for it or use those social skills to try to find it, So yeah, and it became awkward. So when I became a single man and I had to go out and forage and find my way
into the wilderness, find my berries.
Yes, go through the bushes and whatnot, and find
the crevasse.
Yes, find the things to feed my urges and whatnot. Some of the things I learned was not giving a fuck. That's when like I mentioned, I could have died and not had any of this. So my standards was on the ground. I was constantly tripping over them because they were so low. So not giving a hell. Alcohol. I don't recommend that, but it's just like I fed into the, I don't give a fuck so much that it gave me what I wanted when I needed it.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So
I've never been like that. Like I don't think I'm handsome enough or skinny enough to be like, well, I just have all this, whatever, all these crevasses, all these bushes, and nothing bothers me at all.
Well, see, that's the thing though, man. You have everything you need. It's just the confidence and that's what I've experienced to where like, I don't think I'm a 10. You said you see yourself as a 7. There was a points in time to where I was seeing myself as a 4 and a 3.
Oh, wow.
So it just, I'm not saying that you should join the military and have a near-death experience to get over that.
I should though.
It will help. No,
but
it might help.
So many years of not giving a fuck and almost dying, it will do that to you. But what I've learned after the fact is you really shouldn't do that. Because whenever you really have the foresight to be like, all right, it's time for me to settle down and want to be with somebody, all your past indiscretions will come to light and kind of fuck up what you got now or what you're trying to get now. Case in example, grabbing poon everywhere. Just you. I don't care what you look like. Bring your friend too. All this stuff. Just, it would just so happen to fall through for me. And I would not give a fuck after because I got what I wanted and I would get the hell out. But when I realized what I was doing was wrong and those same things that I was doing to those people was done to me, and it just made me the thing that I hated the most, you know? So when I was, through the fog and, I shouldn't be doing this, I need to settle down. I got some younger kids now. Eventually, we're going to need some kind of woman figure in here because I can't really do all this myself. All right, I'm focused. So I found a girl that I really, really dug. I really liked her a lot. It wasn't, trying to jump on her and get all the goods right away. It was just like courting her, taking out on dates, talking to her on the phone, doing nice shit, the way you're supposed to do it. Well, how society says you're supposed to do it. But it come to find out, I went to her house one day to give her something. I made a t-shirt because her daughter's birthday was coming up. She had a kid, and I made a t-shirt for her that I was going to give to her like a birthday present or whatever. So I brought it over there. And one of the girls that I'd done the most dirtiest in one of my, past life or whatever, when I was in the midst of that, was there. It was her fucking sister. It was her sister. And so it had to be like a half sister because they didn't look alike, but they had similar features. You know what I mean? It's just like the nose is kind of the same, but like the skin tone was like different shits or whatever. So it was like, I would have never told that.
Not you.
Yeah. So I showed up, and this is how it was. Cause I'm like, man, I'm feeling good. I'm straight, and I walked in the house and I was like, oh no.
What the fuck are you doing here?
No, it was no words exchanged. We just locked eyes with each other, me and the girl that I did wrong. We didn't say shit. I went and about my business and, I talked to her. I gave her the thing, and then, I left. I even shook her hand and introduced myself and shit. It was that kind of thing. Yeah. We didn't say shit.
Hi, I'm Rob. Nice to meet you. We've never met before, right? We've never met before.
So
okay, we've never met before.
So when I left,
never met before.
Yeah, pretty much when I left that situation, when the door slammed behind me, that was the end of that, because I tried to call after and explain and do all this shit, and I never heard from her ever again. And I thought
I thought you were the one like, nope, not again. Yeah. Ghost.
Nah, I tried to explain myself because, like I said, I was past all that, and and that was something from the past, and I wanted to explain myself, and I never got the opportunity to do that because I guess once I cleared the seal of that building, she let her have it with all the shit that I did. So I never got that reprieve. I never got to plead my case. And I learned from that as well to be like, I shouldn't have been doing this in the beginning, and it fucked me over in the long run. But at the same time, we talked about, I think before we started recording proper, do you believe in coincidence, or do you believe in things are meant to happen for a reason?
And I said before, it was like, I'm definitely based on my mood. It's like, sometimes I'm in a mood to be whimsical and like, there's true love everywhere in the world, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to fall from the heavens and it'll just rain on you like springtime and then sometimes like, I'm just going to be alone.
Yeah.
And like the other day I was thinking about it. It's like, sometimes it's nice because I can just do my own thing.
Yeah,
like,
do what you want.
I could just walk around and like just hang out and do my own thing. But like the thing that like really kind of got to me was like when I was in New York by myself, I felt like these are such a cool place to be. It's such cool and there's so many things to see. And I was like, I really wish someone was here with me to watch this, like to experience this with me. And then I was in like the coolest place I've ever been, feeling sad that no one was there to like experience it with me. And I was like, man, I want to I literally texted my ex. So like, you got to see this. I think Gabe would actually like this. Like, and I showed her a picture of like the Nintendo store and 30 Rock. And she's like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I was like, I know, right? And it's like, just because I wanted someone else to experience these things with me more than anything else. All right. That's it. We're going to wrap it up. It's been an hour. We did enough.
Well, let's just keep going, and then we're
going to plug our shit, and then we're going to leave and never do this ever again.
No, man, we have so much more to resolve. Maybe we can do a part two.
No.
I don't think we'll have a choice. We
won't even be back on this thing. If we're going to do this again, it'll be our own show called The Nerdy Boys or something.
The Dirty Boys.
Yeah.
The Dirty Boys.
Yeah, it'll be like the nerdy motherfuckers.
Yeah. All right. Bry-Fy, you go. Plug your wares, please.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to be tied to this anymore. Oh, so no, yeah, Bryan, aka Bry-Fy, the comics guy. I do a solo show that reviews comics and talks about nifty nerd news, which is always fun. And if you guys love the nerdy bitches, you will mildly enjoy my show. Everything you can find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Podbean, wherever. Everything is at Bry-Fy Podcast. That's Bryfy Podcast.
All right, Rob, your turn.
All right. I am B Rob. I host the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. You can find me on just about all the major media platforms, to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at the 3R Show, and Facebook to search the Random Ramblings with Rob. And for everything that I may have missed, such as YouTube and, some other places, you can find that on randomrob.com.
And I'm Random Randy Savage of Code 45 Podcast. You can find us on Stitcher, Apple, Google Play. We live on Podbean. We love our Podbean. Podbean.com/Code 45. You can find us there. As well as we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Code 45. We're trying to raise more money so that we can go back to Comapalooza. Comapalooza. Let's not plug Comapalooza in this. Good idea.
I think we've already done it like twice.
I think we did it twice, yes. But it's fine.
Well, we were talking about their dating.
We're talking about the speed dating. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Which is a cool thing that Comicpalooza does.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't have to spend $100 on this, because I would have been pissed.
Mm-hmm. It'd be like that sometimes.
It does. All right. That's it. That's all for us on the Nerdy Bitches show. So hopefully they'll be back next week, and you won't have to hear any of us, these dirty boys,
ever again. Hit that music, Craig.
Hit that music, Craig.
What, the sexy music?
No.
Yeah. So, ladies, before we go. All right, I ain't gonna do that.
Gross.
No, you have to commit to the
I have to commit to it now?
Keep it going.
Yeah, so if you want some more dating advice, feel free to reach out to the Random Ramblings with Rob. I have a voicemail line. You can send your questions to 304-825-5762. Also, you can reach me on Twitter, as I previously mentioned, at 3R Show. And if you got some topics of discussion, I'm here to discuss it with you. I have a wealth of knowledge. I have a big girth of intelligence in this subject matter and whatnot. We can get you down in the crevices of my mind, Bryan. And what? No. Oh, sorry. That's it.
Ugh.
God, that gave me the bubble guts.
Crevices was what got me.
That's what I was going for. I was waiting.
Why would the girth get me? But crevices did for some odd reason. It was like swab my folds. I'm
talking about the folds of my brain.
All right, wrap it up.
All right, we're done.
Done. Hang on. Stop.
I'm not.
Bry-Fy out. All right, see y'all later.
Later.
All right.
All right, Rob, do you have it?
Yeah, I got everything. Even the pre-show conversation stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and send that to her.
All right, I'll clean it up as best as I can, and I'll just shoot her a link.
Sounds like a plan.
For sure.
All right.